Hello! Welcome back to another Dashtune tutorial. In the last video, we talked about frames, their shapes, and how they are used alongside a brief introduction to pages. In this video, we will go over the process of generating images using frames. Create a new frame if you don't have one already in your canvas. Once you have a frame on your screen, you can access the generation properties from the right panel. In the right panel, there are 4 tabs: Settings, Generation Properties, History, and Layers. By default, when a frame is selected, the generation properties appear on the right panel. In this tutorial, we will look at the Generation Properties and History tabs. In the right panel, under Generation Properties, you have a couple of things. Number of images refers to the number of images that are generated in a single batch every time you click on the Generate button. The generation method refers to the AI process that you want to use to create images. The default generation method is text-to-image, but you can click on this drop-down to select from a variety of options depending on your intended operation. There is a character section showing characters that are added to your show. You can select any of them to add them to your generation before clicking on the Generate button. On adding a character, you can see it adds some metadata for the same character here in the prompt box. The prompt box is the next part, where you can describe the image you want to generate. While it is important to understand prompting and writing a clear descriptive prompt can help you get a better image, we also have the option to enhance your prompt. You can click this tiny button just above the prompt box on the right, and Dashtune Studio takes whatever you have written and enhances it to help you get a better output during image generation. So we will start by generating a simple image. Let's type a woman in the prompt box, with the generation method set to text-to-image. Click on the Generate button to start the generation process. On the canvas, you can see that there is an indicator for your image generation progress. It takes some time to generate the images. Once the images are generated, you can scroll through them in this preview area. Now let's say we like this particular image and we want it inside our frame. We can click on the Accept button or just drag this image onto the canvas to apply the selected image to the frame. Now if we want to select some other image, we can go to the History tab on the right panel and click on any of the other images. In this History section, you get to see all the images that have been generated for any particular frame. In case you have deleted a frame, you can click on the Episode tab to see all images generated for this particular episode. Let's select a different image and add this to the frame. We can click on the Apply button again with this image selected to change our previous image. If you click on the frame, the entire frame gets selected by default. If you want to select the image inside, you can click on the frame again or do a double click to select only the image inside the frame. With the image selected, you can also move it around or resize it to get the view you want. While the image is selected, you can drag it out of the frame as well. Similarly, you can select any other image and drag it inside any frame if required. You can double-click on an image when the image is already selected to expose the cropping bounds. You can also adjust them to crop out a part of the image. With this image selected and outside your frame, you can also click on the Frame tool on the left toolbar to frame any image on your canvas. You can delete the image by clicking on the Delete button on the keyboard. In order to download this image, you can right-click and click on the Download option from the menu. Try enhancing your simple prompt by clicking on the Prompt Enhancer button on the right panel and try to generate another image. You can see that on clicking on the prompt enhancement icon, the prompt generated becomes more descriptive. You can review it to check if it describes what you wanted, or you can tweak it to be closer to the kind of image you want to generate. There is something called a negative prompt in the right panel. Now, what is a negative prompt? Just like your prompt is used to create an image that follows the prompt description, a negative prompt does the opposite. Let's create another new frame and add another prompt, like a scenery. Now, your scenery might have a river or mountains, etc. Let's say you do not want that in your generated images, so you can add the keywords for things that you do not want your generated images to have in this negative prompt input box to create images that follow your prompt, but doesn't have the items specified in the final output. Now, a text-to-image generation is a simple AI image generation process, and oftentimes we are left wanting for more control. In Dashtoon Studio, we have put together a lot of different tools to help you translate that image or idea in your head into a final output. To summarize how to generate an image, start with a frame. You can create frames from the left toolbar or by clicking on the F button on the keyboard. We recommend keeping your frame size between 1000 and 1600 pixels. Write a prompt in the prompt section. Once your images are generated, hit Accept to add the image to your frame. Right-click and click on the Download button, or click on this icon in the left toolbar to download your images. Check out the History tab in the right panel to access all the images that you generated for a frame or any episode. So start creating with Dashtoon Studio. We will go over some more advanced image generation and editing techniques in future videos. See you soon!